I'm just. Oh, there you go. I got you. Yeah, Jaylon Bates, how you doing, my man?
Good, brother. Just another day, man. Training hard, cutting weight. I don't have too much weight to cut, and feeling good, feeling awesome, man.
Yeah, yeah. I just first before I go any further, I just want to say it's your first time on Empire Universe Media, so welcome and thanks for taking the time at your training.
I appreciate it, brother. Thanks for having me. And I try to get as much of these interviews done as possible, and I appreciate you reaching out and wanting me to come on your podcast. So I'm happy to be here.
Hey, no problem, no problem. So obviously you've told me how you've been feeling. How's fight camp though?
Fight camp is fight camp. Can you hear me? Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're just kind of
Fight
cutting
camp
in.
is Fight camp is going great. Honestly, I'm actually about to go on a run right now. Just working and just I mean, I've been putting in the work ever since my last fight. I took about a month off. I was training, but not training super hard, and uh, yeah, I said April 1st I started putting work in, and I feel great, man. I feel excited to go showcase some of the new stuff I've been working on. A lot more relaxed, a lot more comfortable doing, you know, unorthodox stuff, and I can't wait to get in there and let my hands go and do things that you know everyone knows I'm capable of. They just got to see it.
Yeah, yeah. I do want to touch upon your upcoming fight, but I kind of want to recap a little bit about your career and your upbringing, getting to know you a little bit. I mean, it was only about you're only maybe about 20 years old when you had your first overall fight. So I mean, I guess what was fighting something that you were always destined to do, or did you have other plans in life?
Nope, fighting for sure. Fighting was definitely something I'm destined to do. I truly believe that. I don't think that I'd be doing anything else, especially because I love fighting. I grew up fighting bullies. I was just telling my someone this last night is like everywhere I would go, I would always have like three or four people with me. And then the other person, they'd have like everybody, in the 50s, like they'd have 50 people with them or 100 people with them. And I was always like that small, like a Sparta. I was like this small army going up against fucking the Persians. And that's kind of how I've always gotten into fighting. I knew I wanted to be a fighter since I first saw UFC. My best friend at the time, she showed me an armbar. My first armbar, she was kind of like a tomboy, or she was a tomboy, and she showed me my first armbar, and it was history ever since. I was like, man, I can beat people up and I can submit them, and I don't even have to throw a punch. And yeah, I got into wrestling, and I told my parents, I was like, well, I can go to college or I can go fight, and I chose to fight. I chose to just trained for a year, and then started fighting after that, man. So that's fighting is my plan A. I don't have a plan B, even though I do have a plan B, but I'm not worried about that. I'm gonna go plan A right now, make all my money, be a legend, and then we'll worry about plan B later.
And how did your family react to when you decided this to pursue combat sports career?
They knew I was they knew it's something I've always wanted to do, and they just supported me. They It was kind of crazy because like with wrestling, I kind of had a little static from them in the beginning until they saw what type of sport wrestling was, saw how it's an individual sport, and what the work you put into it is the work you get out. And I put my work in, and I was beating returning state champions. I was beating guys that I had no business beating at the time. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna go into fighting, and I've always said I was gonna be a great fighter. They fucking supported that too. They were just like, fuck, okay, if you're gonna do it, give it your all. And then they're just like, kick his ass, and then they're my biggest fans, man. I love them.
you're undefeated, you're young, you're hungry. I mean, your nickname, New Breed, it really speaks for itself.
Yeah. I came up with that honestly on the fly. I had a couple other nicknames that they just didn't fit me, and then I was just like, New Breed. Like, I don't know too many guys. I don't know too many individuals who have had the success I've had in the sport without having a bunch of sponsors. Like, I don't have, if any, sponsors. I have like two sponsors, and I have a lot of people who know and think, I'm gonna be remembered. I'm gonna be a legend in the sport, but I don't have anybody like sponsoring me and helping me out. So a lot of this stuff that I'm doing is like just in-house underground, like it's like garage work, like in-house in the garage, working with the team and just and that's not the work I'm doing. I'm obviously with Antonio McKean, the Body Shop Boys. But I'm saying like the way my career is, it's very like in-house, underground, rise up to, stardom.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Like the sports always never stops evolving. And I guess giving your perspective, up and comers like yourself, do you feel it's easier to transition into a sport now versus veterans who are trying to catch up with all these newcomers coming in with that well-rounded game?
Yeah, I think the game, like you said, it's ever evolving. We're learning new shit I mean, we're able to learn new shit every day, and like the way our bodies are being conditioned and trained, it's like it's very different. I mean, the sport's ever evolving and it's evolving fast. It's not evolving slow, it's evolving fast. So, I mean, it's going to be like superheroes fighting in their next. It's going to be crazy. The sport's going to get wild. So, I feel like the veterans, we love the veterans, but unless they're evolving themselves, unless they're picking up on the not the latest trend, but they're evolving the game the way they were taught it, and they're adding their own mix or style to it. Um, I feel like they're going to eventually get run out by these younger guys because these younger guys, they're hungry, they want it more, and they're learning different stuff. So they're going to be like, "Damn, I've never seen that before." And yeah, that's just the name of the game, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate your insight on that. It's good to kind of get that perspective firsthand. Now, going forward, like looking at your career so far, how excited were you to not only make your debut in Bellator, but to be able to go forward with your pro career only in Bellator so far?
Yeah, I feel like I've been blessed for Cyborg to say like legend in the making, and I truly believe that, and I know that without a shadow of a doubt that I am going to be a legend in the making. This sport is going to see something, and I'm not trying to be the guy who like 135, 145, 150. Like I'm not trying to do all that. I'm trying to cement my name in the 135 bantamweight division as the best bantamweight in the world to ever do it, and and then eventually maybe I'll go up to 45, but people will know 135 best fighter in the world, Jaylon Bates. And I want people to say that without a shadow of a doubt in their mind. They're gonna be like, Jaylon Bates, he could beat that guy, he could beat that guy. So yeah. I kind of forgot the question, honestly. Oh shit. It's a long day.
Well,
Long day.
no worries, no worries. It actually kind of leads to my next question. I mean, in your Instagram profile, you kind of put in the quotation "strive for greatness." What does that look like for you?
Greatness is I'm not I don't believe greatness um is determined by if you've been defeated or not. But I do believe being great comes with being undefeated as well. And I think that greatness is just something that's instilled in you, and it's instilled in my DNA to be great. Whatever I do, I'm going to go with it with a passion and a relentless force. That's unstoppable. It's undeniable. And striving for greatness is, at the end of the day, being undisputed, being undisputed bantamweight champion of the world. Whether I got to go to fucking Risen and fight one of their champions, go fight. We do cross promotions where UFC, I fight one of their champions. But one day in the near future, I'm going to be the champion. And once I'm the champion, I'm going to my aim is to clear out the bantamweight division for Bellator, and then we're gonna get to that point to where I have 5, 6 title defenses. We're gonna be like, okay, well, 5, 6 title defenses in Bellator. Now what do we do? Well, we got to start cross promoting. We got to go start taking these guys belts and letting them know that they're not the best in the world. And Bellator has the best 135 champion in the world, and that day will come. I'm
Excellent. Great.
only 25 too.
Yes,
I'm
you
only
are. Yes,
25
you are.
too.
You still
So
have a ways to go.
yeah.
Now that being said, let's talk about the fight. I Marky Mark Coates, Bellator 283. How do you kind of see, what do you think about your opponent, and how do you see yourself finishing this fight?
I just see myself. I mean, I always say this. I see myself winning, but
Of course.
I know people. I know. We're starting to get to that point where people want to see that Mystic Mac. People want to see that prediction, that bold prediction, and then they go and do it. Um, but I see myself leveling up from my last fight tenfold. I see myself outperforming my last fight for sure, and outperforming all my other fights. All my other fights have been dominant. I would say my last fight it was dominant, but it wasn't the my skill. I wasn't as focused. Like I said, the whole Krispy Kreme diet thing and the whole thing, it was kind of just like bad. I just wasn't as disciplined. But with this fight, I mean, you're gonna see a lot of my skills are just gonna be sharp. I'm gonna punch him a lot in the face, whether that's on the ground or that's on the feet. And yeah, he's gonna get tagged a lot, and I'm gonna be, looking to counter. I'm looking to counter too a lot in this fight. I'm looking to counter. So whatever he throws, I'm looking to counter, and he's gonna feel it. I'm gonna make him like they say in boxing, make him miss, make him pay.
And between me and you, when it comes to me and Mark, who's got the better haircut, the Mohawk or me, the blonde Luke?
Uh Shit. Honestly, I like the Mohawk. I used to be the Mohawk guy, so I have to side with Mark. Unfortunately, with this one, with that one. But, but I like yours too. You both have great hairstyles. I noticed his was like. Did you see the Bellator banner? I was like, he kind of has like a Joker thing going on. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a bit of like a Tom Hardy kind of thing with the red Mohawk.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, it's different. I like finding guys who have their own style and they're very, you can't put them in a box. They're different. He has his own way of the way he presents himself. So yeah, the more different, the better. I love it.
And after this fight, what's gonna be your go-to cheat meal?
Cheat meal? Shit, man, I love cooking, and I'm a cooker. I love cooking. So uh, I mean, anything and everything. If I see it, I'm gonna eat it. I'm after this fight also too. I've already been working out, but after this fight, I'm gonna get mad. Like I'm gonna get super strong. Like people already say I'm strong now for my weight, but they don't realize what's coming. Like I'm gonna get like bodybuilding massive, where they're gonna be like, "Fuck, you fight at 135? How the fuck?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." But I'm super strong, and so my cheat meal is just gonna be a lot of pasta, a lot of steak, a lot of pasta, a lot of steak. I love wine too. I'm gonna have a couple glasses of wine. I like wine. Wine makes me feel good. But yeah, that's just my thing. But I'm not gonna. The thing is, I'm not gonna eat to where I'm 165, 170. I'm gonna eat. I eat a meal, and if it's a big meal, I'll eat half of it and then I'll put the rest up. And then when I get hungry later, I'll eat it. But I'm not gonna overeat myself because in October I want to fight again, hopefully. So October, well, September, October. If they fight me again if they want to fight me in August, I'll fight in August. Whatever works. I want to fight. I always say this. I want to fight at least 4 times a year. If they fight me 4 times a year, I'll be happy. But right now it's 3, so I'm still happy with that. But 4 times a year is ideal.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's another show in September, so maybe you're gonna get lucky with
Ooh.
that. September
Uh
23rd. So if they get something there for you, maybe you can jump on that card.
Absolutely. And I'm getting my pass. I think that's in Dublin, right? Is that the Dublin card?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be getting my passport after this fight too. So I'm all for it. Wherever they want to fight me, let me know. I'm there. I'm your guy.
Yeah, yeah. So as much as you're only 5-0, but all your 5 wins have been under the Bellator banner, so you're a bit on tear here. After this win, that puts you 6-0 if you do. Do you feel like you want a ranked opponent next?
I mean, I think rankings are overrated. I look at the guys in the top 5 and I'm just like, I could beat those guys. The bottom 5, I can beat those guys. The top 5, I can beat those guys. I just might not finish them, you know, but I can still beat them. So I think rankings are overrated. But after this fight, I mean, I was looking at it'll be my last fight on my contract. Well, I have this fight and then it'll be another fight after that. So hopefully, I mean, after this fight, we re-sign with Bellator. If I hope I get the money I'm seeking, and if I do, fuck, I want to go fight Cass Bell, and then or I'll fight Cass Bell. I'll fight fucking Jordan Lugo. I'm sure he's probably looking to fight again since he just got knocked out of the tournament. Um, I'll fight. I mean, I'll fight anybody on the roster, really. Anybody who's on the Bellator roster, I'll fight them. It doesn't matter. But I just want to get, I'm already getting paid good money. So if they pay me great money, I'll fight. I'll fight someone. I'll fight a ranked opponent if they want that. If they don't want it and they just want to keep building me the way they're building me because they're doing a hell of a job doing that. I'll do that too. Whatever they want me to. I'm a company guy, so whatever they want to do, I'll do it. Just work with me, believe in me, and we'll get to the top.
And I mean, let's say that Bellator doesn't re-sign you. Would the Contenders series be something that might interest you?
If Bellator didn't resign me, I would be very sad. I'd be heartbroken. My feelings would be hurt, and I don't get my feelings hurt often. But Contender Series, I wouldn't mind it. Honestly, if anybody though, I wouldn't. I would check out Khabib's promotion before the Contender Series to see what they're offering. I heard they're paying out well over there, and I know the Contender Series is 10K for the first fight, and it's called. And I'm like, that's just that to go from the money I'm making now to go back to 10K and the bills I have and it just wouldn't interest me like that. Um, but if Khabib's promotion called or someone like that, if Bellator, God forbid, hopefully they pray they resign me. If they didn't resign me, yeah, I would look at Khabib's promotion for sure.
Yeah, I can only imagine it would just be an honor, just not only fighting for a newer organization, but an organization that's run by, arguably one of the best lightweights ever. Um,
Yep, yeah, that
so
would be fucking amazing, and that'd be a life. That'd be that's a what do you call it? That's like it's a blessing. Like that's like Khabib, he's one of the hardest workers. He still works hard. The guys at AK, they still talk about how hard he pushes and how he's always trying to kill them. And that's what this sport is. It's literally a killer be killed sport. Um, yeah, they're gonna make it or break it. And when you're in there and you're getting hit in the stomach and you're getting hit in the head, and that guy wants to finish you, you gotta make a choice. Either you're gonna live to fight another day, or you're gonna die, and hypothetically die, but you're gonna give up and you're gonna quit and you lose. And I never want to experience that. Never want to experience that feeling because I've lost in my life. I lose. I'm an avid chess player. I love chess. Chess is my. I'm up at 2 in the morning in hour tournaments playing chess. Like I'm always playing chess, and I lose all the time in chess, and I get mad. I'm like fuck, So losing is part of life, but I would never want to experience that feeling of losing to another man in something I'm so great at.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, lastly, I just before I let you go here, this has kind of been something that I've been asking every fighter lately. More of a
Yeah.
fun ending. Have you ever like received like weird DMs or like bad DMs or anything like that?
Thankfully, no. Honestly, no weird DMs. Obviously on Instagram you get those bots where they go,
Yeah,
check out
yeah.
my page, but no weird DMs, no crazy DMs. A lot of support, honestly. I get a lot of support in my DMs that I look at and I respond back to. So I'm thankful for that. Thank you guys for supporting me. Whoever watches this, uh, just keep supporting me. But yeah, no weird DMs. I feel like it's more of like I'm sure women get a lot more weird DMs because guys are more like either guys don't believe it's gonna happen or guys are just more like fuck it, I don't give a fuck. But I'm sure women get a lot more weird DMs than men, which yeah, yeah, I think that's my answer.
Well, believe it or not, one fighter I was talking to, Jasmine, her teammate, he actually fought in Bellator last weekend or the weekend before, Aaron Jeffrey. I think second round TKO. Yeah, he like she said, yeah, I don't really receive much, but like a guy like him, he's got a bunch of guys sending him like you know pictures and all that kind of stuff, and it's kind of interesting to kind of see
Really?
that. You would think it's the women, but sometimes, yeah, the guys
Yeah.
get the worst. I mean, I guess, some guys find them attractive and that's okay.
Yeah, I will say I have gotten that where guys have called me attractive, but I'm like, I don't swing that way. To each his own. Uh, it's not something that's for me or I would ever take part of or ever be, you know, to each his own. I think, yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how. I feel like you should ask permission to do stuff like that personally. That's why sometimes I feel like being famous doesn't interest me. I just rather be rich and wealthy than be famous because when you're famous, people feel like they just can do things like that. They're there's like kind of a lack of boundaries. There's kind of a lack of respect for the person you are, especially like say I have a wife or I have children, and I don't have that, but say I do, and I get those. I would if I get those type of messages, I wouldn't look at them and be like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. I got they're fans." I would kind of just be like, there's a lack of respect and a lack of boundaries there." And I don't respect that at all. I wish the society we lived in was different than that. I wish the society we lived in we did respect people's boundaries more. We did ask permission to do things like that. We got to know the person even, you know, instead of even just like, hey, can I'm gonna send you this pic. That's kind of crazy. This ludicrous, crazy. Like it's ludicrous. The society we live in now, but that's how we built it, and that's what we're living in. So we got to roll with the punches.
Yeah, you know what? You couldn't say it any better, man. I appreciate that. It's good to hear fighters talk about that. Um, I just want to say,
Yeah,
Jaylon, kind of time's coming up here. I don't want to take any more of your time. You got a fight to prepare for. So I do again. I just want to say again, I appreciate you taking the time to come on here. It was a pleasure having you on. And when you do have another fight booked, I'd love to have you back on here.
absolutely, brother. I thank you so much. God bless. It was a great podcast, great show. I just want to say shout out to what's what's the, I know the podcast name, Empire Universe. All right, locked in.
Empire
It's something
Universe
okay.
Media.
Yeah, hey, shout out to Empire Universe Media. Yeah, just go give my boy Luke a follow on Instagram. Go. You can also check me out on Instagram, New Breed MMA underscore MMA. But if you type in New Breed, I'm sure I'll pop up. Uh, Jaylon Bates on Facebook. Run those likes up, run my Instagram up. I appreciate the support, and we're all gonna go to the top together. Thanks, Luke.